powerful Friday, April 10th, the Bring Boxing Mecca to Detroit show. Detroit is really, Tiger Stadium, the old Tiger Stadium used to host fights, and
right.
Joe Louis knocking out Max Schmeling in the rematch is one of the biggest moments in the history of sports. And what's it like? You're kind of you're the next generation of Detroit fighter,
Right.
and what's it like kind of taking that mantle on? You're taking, the hopes and dreams of all of us here. We want to say that, you're our guy, you're our Detroit guy.
Because Detroit backs their athlete.
Yeah.
The people who are from Detroit, Detroit backs their athletes
right.
up,
Exactly.
through thick and thin.
I think about it sometimes. I try not to, because I had an interview before this, and it was like, you got, like you said, Joe Louis and Tommy Hearns, and I was like, your aim is always to be better.
Sure.
In everything, and if you don't want to do that, then you shouldn't be doing it. So, when I come and when I train or when I sit or have my private time alone, like I just sit, like I want to be better than them, and I want them to be like, oh my God, like he's better. Like when Michael Jordan sit and watch Kobe or LeBron, and like, oh my God, like this person has the potential, or this guy is working so hard that he's going to be better, or he's going to pass what I done, like, or he's going to pass the scoring record, or he's going to do this, or he's going to do that. I definitely aim for that every day, or I definitely aim mistakes that some fighters made or didn't make, or things that they didn't do. I want to, just a step or two more, or 1,000 steps.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. I just want to leave a stamp. So where they be like, oh yeah, when you put names like Tommy Hearns, Joe Louis, him or Kenty and all that, I want my name to be in that conversation.
When you have a fight, like next Friday you have the fight, how long until you get back in the gym and start training hard? Even though if you don't have a fight scheduled, like do you take a couple days off to relax, kind of do your thing, just decompress, or are you right back in the gym, maybe you take the weekend off, and Monday morning are you back at it?
Sometimes it depends on how the fight goes. I think after this fight, I think I'm gonna take a little week off, and go. I'm probably go somewhere far out and just chill by myself. But usually I just come right back, and I see. I might not even train, but I would come to the gym and see what's going on and see who boxing and stuff. It's so much. I don't know. It's like kind of addicting. Like I gotta go and see what's going on. Like even if I take a break, I think I injured myself one time. I just sat in the gym all the time. I was still in the gym, so. I don't know. I usually take a week. I think the longest break I ever took was 2 weeks, and I went on a cruise with my mom and my family and stuff, and that was pretty fun.
What kind of training did you do on the cruise? You probably were jogging around, anything? No, nothing at
No,
all,
I
huh?
did absolutely.
Just a full vacation, huh?
You gotta have that relaxation.
I was at the buffet. Like that was my workout. Like run down to the buffet and run back upstairs and run back down. It was so amazing. I definitely want to go on the cruise again. Like, that was crazy.
So take us to fight night.
Okay.
What is your mental preparation, from the time you arrive at the building to up until when you get into the ring? What's that like for you?
Well, I have like 30 chicks come to my room and massage like every part of my body. No, I'm joking.
And you know Emmanuel Stewart didn't like those massages because Tommy Hearns got a massage before the Marvin Hagler fight, and we know how that turned out. But go,
no, I'm joking. I kind of stay to myself. Probably sit around and do the same thing. Like I said, I pretty much eat. Yeah. So I might have somebody, bring me something like, from breakfast, like or go to Original House or, have something to, keep my body up. I'll sit and watch cartoons and stuff like that. Dragon Ball Z or something, Family Guy.
Do you watch any of your old fights? You ever break down your own film and say, well, maybe I should have hit a jab there instead of a hook? Do you break down any type of film, or are you you're focused on your training, you know what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, and you're just focused on that?
I try not to watch my own film because I'm like my own worst critic, and I'm like, oh, Ronnie, you did. Oh my God, you're terrible. So,
that's how we feel when we listen to ourselves back.
Like,
Same thing we don't like.
You don't know embarrassment to the first time you hear yourself.
Yeah. Right. I'm like, oh my God, you could have did that. You could have been like way more cooler. You could have did like another dance and like that one. No, I have my dad watch a lot of my film, and he'll come back and tell me like things I should have done, or I'll watch it like twice, and then I'll leave it alone. Like, but other people, like the person I'm fighting, I watch him like 100 times. Yeah. Because I want to know everything he's doing. Like I'm more pause. I'm more obsessed with the person that I'm fighting than I am myself.
Yeah.
Because I want to know everything about you. I want to know where you eat. I'm checking your Facebook. I'm checking your Twitter. I'm checking your Instagram.
Sure.
I'm trying to find out where you live. Do you have a daughter? Do you have a son?
Hey, it's good to know. You gotta know everything.
I need to know everything. So
Can't know too much.
No, you never could fall up and just not study, what you're supposed to do. So I do study a lot.
Yeah.
But I try not to study myself because
Drive yourself nuts.
man.
You don't watch yourself, but are there any boxers that you watch and you try to take some aspects of some of their game into yours?
I watch a lot of Floyd.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of his beginning fights because I don't want to get stuck into the later fights because the pace is a little bit slower. So I go to the early fights.
Like the Diego Corrales fight, stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Pernell Whitaker is another person I love to watch.
Sweet Pea Whitaker, of course.
Yeah,
He's a good trainer now, successful trainer now. Has transitioned into training.
Him. Roy Jones, absolutely. Roy Jones, if you wanna know about speed, you definitely need to get on Roy Jones.
Your guy.
Roy Jones, here's what I have to say about Roy Jones. I love Roy Jones. I was the biggest Roy Jones fan. Forget the Montel Griffin fight. He shouldn't have hit him when he was down. Forget about that. But I thought that Roy Jones' biggest problem was after he fought John Ruiz, he cut the weight again, cut all that heavyweight weight and went down and fought Tarver. And, he got caught in that second fight with Tarver. And I just think he never quite recovered from dropping all that weight. I don't know what else to say. I don't think his skills necessarily eroded. I don't think he got old overnight. But I think that 30 pounds he took off, I think it really affected him.
I'm most definitely. I could definitely tell you about, like, if weight will kill you. A pound. I'm telling you, like, a pound is just be like, oh my gosh. I watch people do it. I've been in training camp with Adrian Broner. I understood why he went up. He was fighting 35. I sat in the room with him and he just was depressed. Like the blinds was closed.
Trying to hit that 135.
Man, the blinds were closed. It was so dark in there. It was just me and him. And I'm like, dang, why they leave me in here with him? And the blinds was closed. The TV was like real low and like he just was like under a cover on his phone. And I'm just like, man, this feels like we just in like this depression rock and roll song, like. And I would say like little things to him, like hey, like show him some funny stuff on Facebook, and he'd laugh, and then go back to the depression. And so I understand. So I could see how Roy Jones dropping 30 pounds can affect you. That's a lot of weight to drop, and I don't know how he dropped it, or how much time he dropped it, but that's still a lot of weight. Because dropping 15 or 20 pounds is a lot of weight to drop.
Yeah, I know he used that famed nutritionist, Mackie Shilstone, that helped out Rick Bowe a lot in his Rick Bowe's early days when he was in great shape for the Holyfield fight. But no matter what, losing, like you said, 30 pounds has got to sap your legs. Like your legs, he's not going to move around as much as he did. I think he should have stayed at heavyweight, honestly. And he maybe not couldn't have beat the Klitschko's because they're big boys.
Yeah.
They hit pretty hard
and tall.
But Roy Jones, I thought that he just was such a great boxer. Probably, in my opinion, like I said, I've seen 10,000 fights in my life. Roy Jones is still,
the boxing library you have.
Yeah, I've got it. I got the boxing library like you wouldn't believe. Categorized by year. It's all every year has its own DVD. You know what I mean? It's all in order and everything. And Roy Jones is probably my favorite fighter of all time. I mean, I love Bernard Hopkins. I wish they would have gotten together. In late
earlier.
When they fought the rematch in 2001 instead of 2010. Right. But and Hopkins is another guy. You mentioned weight. He came in at 158 for his fight with Trinidad.
I think he's still to beat Bernard.
I think so too. Yeah, I definitely think so too.
Yeah, real quick before we get you out, you don't want to waste too much of your time here.
I'm having fun. We can sit here all day.
The big fight is coming up. Everyone knows about it. Probably a couple of years late, maybe. But we got Pacquiao Mayweather. May 2nd. What's your prediction on the fight?
Put him on the spot.
I'm trying to be politically correct. I think it's gonna be. I wouldn't say an easy fight, but I think it's gonna be what everybody didn't expect, but expected. Like every Floyd fight, like everybody, like, oh my God, Marquez drinking pee, like he's going to beat him.
He did.
Like Canelo, oh my God, I think he has a chance. Guerrero, oh my gosh, like he's working so hard. And they lose, and it's boring, and it's a boring loss.
The Maidana rematch, especially, I don't even think they should have had a rematch because that one judge that had Maidana winning the first fight with Floyd, like that, how are judges they should be banned for life? Like I remember when Paul Williams got the decision over Erislandy Lara in New Jersey. Larry Hazard, the New Jersey commissioner, suspended all 3 of those judges, and that's what needs to be done though in boxing.
Really?
Unfortunately,
that first fight, but you know what? If you don't know, I hate to say this, like some Roger stuff, but if you don't know boxing, like you would just get so lost. Like I talked to some girls, like I'm not saying like talking to girls. Yeah. I was talking to some girls, you know, they're like, hey, Ronnie, you box, and it was like I thought Floyd lost, and I'm like, why? And they're like, he was on the ropes. Oh my God, he was on the ropes. And I was like, you you don't lose if you're on the ropes. He's like, well, he was hitting, but he was on the ropes. I thought you lose points for just sitting on the ropes. I'm like, no, you don't. It's that you're just on the ropes. I mean, I remember I had an amateur fight, and I showed a girl, and I was like, yeah, it's me, baby. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get on, like, baby, on the truth. You need to jump on now. And she was like, I'm like, did you like it? She was like, oh, I ain't like it. I was like, dang. I'm like, why? She was like, oh, you was on the ropes. And I was like, but I was hitting him. He didn't hit me. And he was like, he was hitting your arms. I'm like, but he didn't hit my face. Like, and I dropped him and everything. She was like, nah, I wasn't feeling that. Nah, we can't go out. And I was like,
wow, like harsh.
Wow.
Well, when you knock the guy out next Friday, then you can just say.
I mean, I've been knocking him out, and then she called me back. I got time though.
That's right. Hey, you're a busy man these days. You know what I mean? You know, back to the Pacquiao Mayweather fight. You know, here's the thing for Floyd. I think he's really in a no-win situation because Marquez knocked out Pacquiao. Right.
Did you see the height advantage?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see the size advantage?
Yeah.
I'm bigger than Floyd.
Yeah, I mean, I think Pacquiao, he didn't lose to Tim Bradley. I don't care what those judges said the first time. Pacquiao did not lose to Tim Bradley.
If you watch it,
I did.
A little closer.
I'll watch it.
A little closer.
All right,
it was close, but I thought Pacquiao won, but it was closer than.
I personally scored the fight 118 to 110 for Pacquiao. I had 10 rounds to 2.
Ooh,
I score every fight. Every fight I watch, I score on the 10-point must system.
Even before you got the credentials from Florida.
Even before. Yeah, I've got a stack this like 5 feet high of boxing scorecards. Every fight I've ever watched, I scored. But I did. I thought Pacquiao won 10 rounds. I really did. And I stretched it.
Back.
I thought, yeah, he won the second fight. But Tim Bradley, though, I mean, he had that fight against Ruslan Provodnikov. And I gained so much respect for Tim Bradley in that fight because he was willing to die that night against Provodnikov. I have never seen somebody get hit with shots like that, like Bradley did against Provodnikov. And it was, an unbelievable fight. And next Friday is your fight, April 10th at the Masonic Temple. You are at the forefront of bringing the boxing mecca back to Detroit. And you are the one that's spearheading it, and we are getting behind you. You're our guy.
That's right.
We are a Ronnie Austion guy. That's us. We are here to help you out.
They said they put me on the spot. Like,
you're the savior.
You are the man. You are the man.
Don't put too much pressure on him.
I have no problem. I think as I've grown, or as I have grown, I just turned 21 like a couple weeks ago, but
making us feel old over here.
Man, 31 in a couple months, boy.
But I think like when I was younger, I was like, oh man, it's too much pressure. I gotta think about this person. I gotta think about my mom thinks, my dad thinks, or my brother thinks, or my peers think. I think I just got to a point where I don't care. I didn't care what anybody thought. And I think that's what people be like, dang, like, I had this interview and people so just, like, misconstrue my words. Like, when, to me, you know how people have, like, beefs or, like, confrontation with other fighters? I don't want to confrontate with you. It's not about you, to me.
Yeah,
it's about me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the dude asked about the guy that I was fighting. I don't know about it. I don't care to know about it. I just know what he does in the ring. I'm watching everything he's doing in the ring. Outside of that, I don't know his name. Don't care about his name. We don't need to know his name. You don't need to know his name because you didn't come to see him fight.
It's funny about some of these guys. Julius Francis, when he fought Mike Tyson, actually sold advertisements on the bottom of his shoes because he knew he was going to get knocked down, and sold advertisements on the bottom of his shoes. Yeah, when he was in England. But next Friday is your fight, Ronnie, and like I said, we have Robin Rico Quinn on the card. We're in Paris. Leonardo Tyner is on the card. It's a big card for Detroit.
A big card.
There we go. A lot of guys in Detroit. You're part of. You are part of. There's a couple other guys that. You're coming up with in the boxing game. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of those guys? Tony Harrison, you already mentioned.
You're right. All right. Tony, we in the same gym, same trainer. His father, Ali Il, to me, the best trainer. Period. When it comes to training, it's just not about what it's how you do it and how you execute it.
Sure.
when things come or when you're trying to execute or when you have someone like that and when you look to a coach is kind of like a father figure. You know, he's positive. Everything is positive. The negative is positive. You know, when there's things to be fixed, it's a positive way to tell you. You know, when I'm doing something wrong, okay, Ronnie, you did that right, but we need you to do this, this, and that. Ronnie, we know you really fast or whatever. You know, we know you're super fast, but can you slow it down just a tiny bit and put a little more? You know, instead of like, oh, well, you need to do it this way, this way, this way, this way. You know, you can't have Shaq running up the court like Steph Curry. You know, you can't do that or it won't work. You know, so I think he's the best because he know how to do it, and so we have that, and you know, with Tony Harrison, and he's his son, so he pretty much knows his son. Sure. You know, we got Dominique Dalton, and I boxed him yesterday. One of the sharpest. I would say he's the best in Michigan. I would say, you know, I would say he's the best I would say he's the best. Period.
Yeah. What weight class is he fighting in?
Man, Dominique, what are you fighting in? I think he's 154.
We'll get him on next time too. And next time his fight, we'll get him on too.
He's 154, I believe. He needs to lose some weight, but he's 154 right now. We talked. I think he wants to go back down to 47, but I honestly think he's how he's a technician. So I honestly think he's the best.
Boy, we're running so far over. The
we
clock
are.
has been totally obliterated the clock here, but
you know, this is what happens when you get the good interview.
You get the good interview, man. We got the Breakfast Club type interview.
That's right.
You know, it's not too messy, but it's just a little, you know,
it's just a little bit all over the place.
Man,
this is Sports Fan Radio. We're sports fans, and I mean, I don't know if there's a bigger boxing fan. Maybe my older brother might be a bigger boxing fan than me.
You got to bring some entertainment to the.
You know, the city of Detroit, especially boxing, and I love boxing. You know, national TV, Spike TV, NBC, they're all starting to show fights again. You know, there's a lot of boxing.
NBC just brought it back to prime time. That's right.
Next Friday, there's a great fight. Danny Garcia's fighting on NBC. So there's boxing is coming back. We gotta take it back. We gotta get it back from UFC and MMA. Forget about UFC and MMA. Boxing needs to get back to the top. And Ronnie, you're part of it, and we're so happy to have you here. And you have an open invitation to come back here on Sports Fan Radio. You and all your friends and boxers. This is
thank you for joining us, man.
Yeah, we got a boxer right here.
Let's hear it. Well,
that's Cortez Chambliss, man. Amateur little phenom, man. He got the Golden Gloves coming up. He about to take the Nationals. So
Golden Gloves coming up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. You gotta recommend. You know, we've been doing this little diet thing, so I gotta keep somebody around. I gotta keep somebody around who on the same death bed I'm on. So.
Yeah, as you can tell, I'm not on any type of diet whatsoever.
Not quite.
Really. But so Ronnie, thank you so much. Ronnie Austion here promoting his fight next Friday, April 10th at the Masonic Temple.
You come through. Make sure the women come through.
That's right.
Dressed. Don't even come all the way dressed because it's starting to get warm out. So you know, the last fight, they wasn't even dressed. So come a little more undressed. You know, to impress. You might impress me.
The big fight next Friday, Ronnie. I don't need to wish you luck. You know what you got to do. You take it down, and you make us proud. And we are happy to be here. We will be talking about it. We'll be covering it. And
we're out of time.
We are so far out of time. Sport.org is coming up next with Bill Crowder and Bill Houston. Stay tuned for that. They're going to be interviewing former NFL wide receiver, now current pastor, Roger Carr. So stay tuned for Sport.org. Ronnie Austion, thank you so much for being in studio with us on Sports Fan Radio.
We'll see everybody next week.
Ooh.